If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I'll let the wind blow over, baby. Leave our key outside the door. We don't need to tell nobody, but I think I'm ready to belong. Only for the night. If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I'll let the wind blow over, baby. Leave our key outside the door. We don't need to tell nobody, but I think I'm ready to You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for some. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for someday. You know it, the Lord. You know it, for some. If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try,
Yeah, like you said, this track should have a lot of bite tonight, and we're going to see a lot of aggressive pushing, especially with this being like a mini super speedway. Hey, have you checked to make sure your mic's working on stream per chance?
Sitting here talking and talking and talking, and OBS is just it keeps changing my mic, and I don't know why. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize about that, but let me go ahead and say we're getting ready for this race now. So now that everybody can hear me, let's go ahead and we're gonna take a look at our starting lineup. Oh, yeah, we need to get rid of that real quick because nobody's down in the pits at the moment. Here is your starting lineup for today's Big Peach 200 right here at EchoPark Speedway. Thomas Flynn and Cody Meadows, they will join each other on the front row. Right behind them, Frank DeAngelis in the number 91, followed by Christian Delgado. Third row, you got Martin Roberg and Craig Lautenslager. Row number 4, you got Eugene Thorne, Joshua Grosso. Row 5, Justin Barkley, Chris Otto, Kyle Williams, and Chris Van Mastert will share row number 6. Row number 7 is Scott Trusty and TJ Ivy. Angel Hernandez and Chris Bishop will make up row 8. Row number 9, you got Charles Roberson and Zach Phillips. Row 10, you have John Hopley and Nicholas Johnson. Row number 11, you have Will Austin, Rhea Ferris. Row number 12, Parker Standrit and Dylan Lansdale. Row number 13, Mark Gonzalez and Blake Hewlett. Row 14, we have Cleary and Matt Metler. Row number 15, Jeff Weimer and Gabe Ledger. Row 16, Michael Gervey and Danny Solo. Row number 17, Kyle Benson and Jason Steptoe. Row number 18, we've got Justin Johnson and Christopher Walker. Got a lot of cars out here. I'm loving this. So where are we at? Here we go. Thaddeus Friel and Steven Sire will start 37th, 38th. 39th, you got Shane Griffin, Dylan Smith, Eric Jorgensen, Bob Wyckoff, Brian Treadwell, and Philip Manzo will start 44th. So we've got 44 cars on tap for you guys here today for a very exciting 200-mile race here around this speedway. Dakota, what are your thoughts as we get ready to pull these cars out onto the track?
Man, I got a feeling we're going to see an eventful race, but My first question for you is going to be how many cars make it to the finish? We have 44 right now. I'm at least going to say 20.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping, you know, obviously we want more than 20 to finish,
I want them all to make it, but
but at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be all about, you know, how these drivers are going to be able to make their way around this speedway. And it looks like that we are going to be in for a very foggy day today here on the iCast Racing Network here at the Echo Park. As we're going to jump around.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
it is a tad bit foggy, but it probably will clear up as the day goes a little bit. Try to look at the weather a little more here. I don't know. The humidity's at 95%. I think that's part of the issue.
Yeah, not exactly sure what happened there, but you know, we will do everything we can to make this race as enjoyable as possible. Um, that means we're not going to be able to use too many extremely wide view camera angles here at Echo Park today, so just bear with us here, and we'll try to give you guys as much action as we can. As you see, that fog really going to play part into tonight's race. So, you know, between the fog and then tire smoke from, you know, crashes that may incur, you know, these drivers are going to have a lot of stuff to play with and have to worry about. So they're really going to have to mind their P's and Q's here tonight here at Echo Park. So we're going to get these guys rolling, and we're going to start having a lot of fun. And again, everybody that is tuned in here so far, you know, hello everybody. Spider-Man, he's down here in chat. Jamillion Sports, he's in chat. Kyle Williams, hello. Turbo, hello, how are you? And we are green flag racing now here at Echo Park. That's the one we went right there. As you see your leaders now running side by side coming out of turn number 2. A little bit of a separation between the field at the moment here in the back, but I imagine that will go ahead and close up really quick here as we
I'm jealous. You can see the leaders.
I can see the leaders.
I can't see nothing. My camera pack is not working good at all.
Oh, Lord. Well, we can definitely see the race leaders here as they exit turn number 2 side by side. That number 47 machine of Thomas Flynn, he's hanging tough on that outside, getting a good push from the 21 of Cody Meadows as they rocket through here through turns 3 and 4. Coming back to the front straightaway into the quad oval. It's going to be definitely very interesting to see, you know, how much slipping and sliding these cars are going to do as we travel around this quad oval. Because this isn't like a simple tri-oval, as we have one car back here in the back up against the wall. That's going to be the, who is that back there? Trusty, Scott Trusty in that 8 machine. I believe he was up in the wall, or it was possibly Mark Gonzalez. I'm not exactly sure which one, but one of them definitely fell all the way back. As we take a look here, your top 4 drivers are now single file. But as I was getting ready to say, you know, normally at this track, in this style of racing, there's a lot of sliding in the corners, but or in the tri-oval, but with it being cooler, how much is that going to actually make it for these guys to have grip? And will it be a lot easier for them to get through this quad oval?
Well, I will say they might have a slight more bit of grip, but I don't think it's going to matter as hard as these guys are going to be pushing before too long here.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be very interesting as this race goes on. As it looks like currently our top 10 are now single file, and the first ones that are running side by side is Cody Meadows and Zach Phillips for that 11th spot, as they will come through the bottle over here once again on lap number 6. So far, everybody is minding their P's and Q's in this race. One car goes up, makes some contact with another driver, not exactly sure who that was. So let's come back here in just a little bit and enjoy some more racing back here.
Well, unfortunately, the viewers won't be able to hear it, but I did chime into the radio communication today just to see if I can hear anything interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. You let me know how that goes for sure.
So far, it's been a very clean race. Like you said, the top few single filed out for the most part. We still do have some people battling 2x2 back here, but I mean, they're keeping it relatively clean.
Definitely doing a fantastic job back here for the moment. As we take a look here at Chris Otto in that 6 on that outside lane, getting a push there from that 41 of Parker Stranded. As they continue to march around this speedway, everybody's pretty much single filed themselves out. I think at this point they're just trying to get themselves to the first stage break, which will be right around lap 40. So that's not a bad strategy at this point, especially here at this type of racetrack. But yeah. Oh, no, trouble here on the front straightaway. The 21 is around. Big pile up.
Big pile up. Looking like a parking lot in turn 1 and 2.
Why?
And then my iRacing decided to go crazy. Okay.
What, with blinking?
Yes.
Mine did too.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, possible 15 possibly different drivers involved in this one. Yeah, it looked like absolutely the rain finally hit heading into the tri-oval, it seems. But let's we're gonna come back here and we're gonna do our best to digest what in the world just happened. As let's see.
Hey, the number 9 looks like he's driving a Hooters paint scheme I've made before.
Let's see. So there's a lot of trouble up in front of these guys. And as you see here, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And just everybody at this point just absolutely just piled in. I'm not...
Man, if I could show pictures on the broadcast.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was not much that we can do with this. Let me go in here real quick. I'm going to turn down my graphics settings, so you guys are going to see iRacing disappear for just a brief moment while I do this. But I don't know why this track just does not like working with me. Alright, well, hopefully that will help and fix the situation, ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to miss the wrecks either. Alright, so here we go. Everybody is coming down right about the 19th spot and back. Coming down for just probably topping off on fuel. 1, 2, 3... A good handful of people here decided to go ahead and They decided to go ahead and take some tires as well. Not sure how wise that was, but you know, they got those sets of tires, and I mean, I don't think this track necessarily eats up tires real quick. So I think they'll be able to make it to the stage breaks just fine without having to worry about, you know, using up too much tires.
Oh yeah, I will agree this track does use slightly more tire than like Daytona or Talladega, but I don't think they're gonna have to worry about making it to lap 40 plus on a set of tires.
Right.
They might have just went into Austin to check and see what, like they might not even took tires. They might have just went in and check and see what the tire wear was at, top off on fuel, just double check everything, see how the car is looking.
Yeah, that is very, very true. As we see Kyle Williams in that number 11 machine for Joe Gibbs Racing. I know that we had a couple sub drivers here today. Let me go ahead and catch those here for you real quick.
Eric Jorgensen, Kyle Williams, Dylan Smith.
Yeah, so Thaddeus Friel, he's going to be in the number 17 for Alyssa Sharp. Eugene Thorne, he's going to be in for Larry Fairman in the number 34 machine. Dylan Smith, he is in the 1 machine for Mike Iskandar. So a lot of these drivers, you know, are... So I mean, we only have three drivers that are subbing here today, so which is actually very interesting. And you know what? While we're on the topic, they're getting ready to come out of turn 3 and 4. We're going to go over Rhea's top picks and her dark horse here in just a moment as we get ready to go back green flag racing here at EchoPark. Justin Barkley, Kyle Williams, they will bring the field back to the green flag here on the front straightaway. And Justin Barkley does get out just a little bit in front there of Kyle Williams and Angel Hernandez. But here comes Angel Hernandez right on the back bumper of Barkley. He's going to overtake for that second spot. And Williams, he will drop down to recover for that third spot. And now Thomas Flynn in that 47 is battling side by side with Charles Roberson in that number 20 machine on the outside. Roberson, he's already made up. Oh, looks like we have more trouble here. Oh, hard contact. A lot of carnage now back here in the back once again.
I wish I could see it. Oh, that looked bad. The little bit I did get to see.
If it does start lagging me, I will have to close it out for you.
Sir, what I
However,
need to cut down in my graphics to keep that from happening.
your car count.
Okay, can do.
All right, so let's come back here to where it all possibly started. It looks like it started with Parker Strandate. I'm showing that he was the first one to have issues, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So they were in a 3-wide situation, and it looks like contact with the 41, the 67, the 22, all hard up into that outside wall. That 67 going airborne very briefly. I'm sorry about that, guys. I hit the wrong I think our better view of it's going to be probably, hopefully, from our blimp. Because there's just so much that started here. Let's come back here and take a look. There it is. That's what started it up, and then just everybody else just piled into it afterwards. So a lot of good drivers here involved again. Rhea Ferris, she was involved. Kyle Benson, Jason Steptoe, Justin Johnson, he was involved. Thaddeus Friel Jr., he's involved. Steven Sire, Dylan Smith. So a lot of really good drivers involved in this one here, and a lot of them still back down on pit road. You know, now a lot of cars already used up their only fast repairs. So now it's going to boil down to, is these guys going to start keeping it clean.
I will say over the radio, I did hear a couple people say they're opting not to use their fast repair because they have such minimal damage to get fixed.
Well, that's great. That's really great to hear.
Looks like Mr. Mettler might have pulled into the pits and put it on the hauler for a few minutes, checking over the engine.
And you know what? While we're under this caution, let's go ahead and take a look here at Rhea's top picks. So as you guys can see right there, Angel Hernandez, Charles Roberson, Chris Otto, Christian Delgado, and I don't think this updated correctly. Let me verify I got the right ones here. I don't think it actually. That might have been an error on my part here.
Well, they are coming to the restart zone. The pace car is getting close to pulling off. It's going to be Justin Barkley and Angel Hernandez in them top two spots, leading us back to the green this time. Angel Hernandez is going to need to get a phenomenal start on that outside line to try to keep even with Barkley going into 1 and 2 this time.
Alright, so yes, okay, so Rhea's top picks did not update for me here as we go back green flag racing.
And Angel Hernandez getting a pretty good restart on that outside, but unfortunately no help up there, just a sitting duck by himself, but able to clear the 19 going into 1 and 2 this time. And Angel Hernandez is going to be taking over a lead as the 20 gets into the wall, and absolute carnage for the 20 there as the 20 is completely destroyed.
Oh yeah, as you guys see here, that number 20 machine absolutely destroyed. As we have even more carnage, and the caution will wave. All right.
I didn't lag that time. I might be able to see what's going on.
Well, that makes one of us. Let me see what I can find. Like, I don't even see it in my area where we even went green flag. Okay, so here's the yellow. And you said it, and we said it was the 20 that just had a lot of issues here. So
Yeah, after the restart, the 20 got in the wall. I'm not quite sure if they had help or what happened there, but I'm trying to get to it myself.
yeah, we're gonna go back here. So taking a look here, he was working the outside of that 44, try to get in front of the 17, and he just had absolutely nowhere to go. So he tried to fit himself into a hole that just was not there, and not exactly sure what brought out the caution. So I'm gonna I'm not seeing what brought out the caution here. Ah, there it is. The number 1 machine of Dylan Smith had issues. Of course, right at that time, everything just kind of went haywire on me again, and that's getting frustrating.
Got to go back myself, see if I take a look, see what happened here now that I finally got to it.
Yep, you let me know. It happened to the one car. That's where the issue.
Nope. For me, there is no one car on the track during the time of caution. Okay. Love it. Love it, man. Don't you love when this iRacing decides to be like, no, you can't go back and review Ricks. You need to catch it live or don't see it at all, buddy.
Pretty much. That's what I'm really starting to feel that it's well,
All right then.
oops.
Hello. Salutations, fellow streamer. Welcome back to the broadcast zone.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Pace lights are off on the pace car this time, and Mike will be calling us back to the green.
Yeah, you know, Angel Hernandez up in that number 45 machine. He has made his way up 14 spots since we've gone green flag racing, and you know he's done a phenomenal job getting up to the front, keeping his nose clean. Justin Barkley's moved up 7 spots since we went green as well. So both of these drivers, they're doing a fantastic job at moving up and keeping it themselves clean. But that's something about Justin Barkley and Angel Hernandez, is that they know how to navigate around this type of speedway racing. You know, so it doesn't surprise me at all to see Angel Hernandez and Barkley up here.
I believe Barkley is going to be bringing us back to the green, by the way, on that outside line.
Okay, so he's the current race leader. Got you. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the EchoPark restart zone, and we are green flag racing here at EchoPark Speedway once again. And Angel Hernandez gets out in front here. The number 19's not able to clear Williams as they dive down here into turn numbers 1 and 2. As your race leader is the only car currently not running side by side with somebody, as they come out of turn 2 down this very short straightaway up into turn number 3. Everybody pretty much trying to get down to that inside line, as we have, maybe 8 cars on the top lane. Everybody else is down low. Kyle Williams, he's looking to make a move for the race lead, not able to make anything of it. The little slight contact between the 18 and 19 there. I'm sorry, that was the 13 of TJ Ivy.
Now that Angel Hernandez has gotten to the lead, definitely going to be staying on that bottom there, as a lot of these drivers will be opting to do. Trying to get to the end of stages. We got about, I believe, 16 more laps of stage.
Yeah, we have just about that amount of time to the stage. You know, so a lot of these drivers, you know, they got to really start minding their P's and Q's, you know, especially our drivers that are in, you know, the chase for the championship at the moment in the playoffs. You know, we have those 8 drivers, and, you know, if they're not keeping their nose clean, it's not going to end too well for them. Big movements up here at the front of this field right now between Danny Solo and Justin Barkley, as they drive down this back straightaway, you know, still side by side. And you know, these drivers are starting to figure this out a little bit here. You know, it looks like we've got our top 7 drivers, top 9 drivers in single file formation, and then everybody else behind them is now running side by side right back here. As we take a look here at Scott Trusty in that number 8 machine, one of our hometown heroes. He's from Clayton, Georgia.
Man, you can really see the sparks starting to fly off the bottom of these cars as they're going around here at the Echo Park.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, everybody's definitely minding their P's and Q's.
You know, that 19 car is in a good but a bad place. He's kind of in no man's land, you know, right in the middle of the field. So if anything happens in front of him, he has not a lot of places to go on that outside line.
Yeah. And now the top 13, 14 drivers are pretty much now single file. You know, Justin Barkley, Craig Lautenslager. You know, these guys are the first two to be running side by side. So your top 11 are single file at the moment. Exactly what these guys really want to see, as they have just about 11 laps before we get to our first stage break. So with that being said, you know, we have a few drivers in the chase, or I keep calling it the chase, but in the playoffs that are in the top 10. How hard do you think they're going to try to do? Because, I mean, those points are going to be very crucial coming down to the final couple races.
Listen, stage points do matter, but at the end of the day, finishing points reward more than stage points.
That is
So
true.
you could get poor stage points and a good finish versus someone that gets good stage points and a poor finish, and you're still going to get more points than them.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here at Kyle Williams in that number 11 machine. This is actually his first start here with ISNF, and he's doing a fantastic job at, you know, keeping his car clean, keeping it up front. You know, he's moved up 9 spots since we went green flag racing, so he's doing a phenomenal job, you know, for Joe Gibbs Racing, you know, and I think this might be yeah, he's in the 44 car, not the 11. I'm sorry, guys. Kyle Williams in the 44 machine. He's doing a good job keeping that car up front. And I think something's going on here with my information, which I can go ahead and quickly update again. Now it looks like they are putting another lap down here.
One thing that does suck about this track, if you lose the draft, you definitely will go a lap down a lot faster than you would at other tracks.
Yeah, definitely, and that's probably one of the most frustrating things that can happen. Now everything should be updated here. Man, look at Williams just push Angel Hernandez. It seems like he's trying to get a good separation between these drivers, but just nothing yet.
So last time I raced at this track, I led the first 20 laps, and then there was a lap car that decided to park it on my nose and ended my day. But yeah, some very peaceful racing for the most part. I mean, we still have some side-by-side battle, but everyone seems to just be trying to make it to the stages. We got about, I believe, 4 laps this time before stage. You still got a copy there, bud?
Yep, I still got a copy. I apologize about that. Just trying to get a couple things going here on my end.
10 for
I
just making sure.
Yeah, I just saw that somebody was saying that they want to see Cleary. So here's Brian Cleary in that number 36 Ford Mustang. Let's go ahead and get you a better look at him here as he is circling around this speedway. He is quite a few laps down because he was involved in that big one early on. So as he's starting to get eaten up alive in contact, the 2-car around Cleary up into the wall. Definitely not what we just wanted to see here. Mark Gonzalez involved here as they were lapping that lap down car. And I think that commentator's curse just struck the field.
I'm hearing that is going to be staged as well.
And the 41 of Parker Stranded involved. So let's go back and get a better look to see exactly what happened here. All right. So we got to find that number 2 car, Mark Gonzalez here. So as you see, they're getting ready to pass the lap down car here. And as Gonzalez goes high out of the quad oval, Cleary, he just moves up and gets into the 2 car. And that is all she wrote. You see the 87 there getting involved. The 2 car coming back across the track. Oh, just a couple other cars getting involved there. Definitely some very hard hits for a couple of these drivers, and yeah.
Sir, when you get time, I don't believe the overlay is showing for the race on YouTube either. Today is one of those days where if something can go wrong, everything's gonna go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. It's right back for you. I'm so sorry. I really am.
It happens every time we get one of these foggy races, man. Something just clicks in iRacing and
Yeah.
it just issues.
But yeah, you guys, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with it. But we're doing the best we can at this point up here. Thomas Flynn in that number 47 machine. He's still hanging tough up front, running second right behind Angel Hernandez in that number 45 machine.
I know one thing, if somebody didn't pay the power bill before too long, we ain't gonna see nothing.
Yeah, the lights need to come up here on the track. What time is it in sim?
Let me go double check here. I don't know. It looks like it's night time. I could be wrong. It is 6:26, so it will be dark in the next 20 to 30 minutes here, I would say.
Yeah, hopefully the lights will turn on here at EchoPark. And if they don't, then it's going to be a very interesting race.
Not sure what happened while everyone was catching up, but I seen a lot of smoke. Looks like somebody slammed on the brakes, went down towards the inside wall and saved it. Trying to get eyes on who that was for you here. Looks like Zach Phillips in the 88 machine.
Gotcha.
That was close. Almost ran in the back of somebody. Able to get it back straight though.
Yeah, looks like Martin Roberg, he has some issues. Same with Parker Stranded having a little bit of issues out there as well. But they're going to go ahead and get themselves back down here on pit road. Cody Meadows, he's down here back in the pits. But we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here.
And something just tells me we still have not seen the big one yet.
That big one was the second one when we had like 14 cars involved.
I know, but Something's telling me we're gonna have like, let's call it a huge one, not the big one, the huge
Okay.
one.
Yeah, we'll give it that. Justin Johnson having issues in his number 22 machine. He had to get it towed back to the pits right before we go back green flag racing here. Rhea Ferris, it looks like she is down in the pits. Let's see who else is. Quite a few drivers are down in the pits, possibly getting some service on their machines. The lights are back on the iRacing pace car, so we're going to go one more lap before we let these guys loose.
Round and around we go.
All around the Echo Park, the racers chase the pace car, and the lights finally came on. Yay, we get to see the cars. As you guys just witnessed right there, the lights are up on the track. So we will continue racing here under the lights at Echo Park. Kevin Golf, hello, my friend. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. The Hellcat.
That must have been
TM1.
why they delayed the yellow.
Yeah, that's very well possible. I guess they had to go hit the switch to turn on the lights. I guess they forgot to do that. So, but now we're going to get to see these race cars, you know, shine under the lights. Angel Hernandez, Thomas Flynn, they will both bring the field back to the green flag. And we're going to get this race back underway.
Yeah, and once Angel Hernandez gets into the restart zone, you know.
I'm dropping the hammer. No, you're not.
Yeah, just gonna have a little bit of fun up here while we're doing this today.
I mean, what a way, you know, because didn't they do that scene at Atlanta before they paved it?
I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since I watched that movie, but Angel Hernandez is definitely dropping the hammer on that inside line, getting a wonderful jump, but that's going to allow for the cars behind him to get pulled up to him. But it looks like second and third place is going to drop down to that inside from the outside, which is going to fill that gap in.
Yeah, Chris Van Master not able to get a good run there on that restart, and he will fall back to the fourth spot. Zach Phillips in that 88 machine, he will bring his machine up to that third spot. He's moved up 15 spots since we've gone green flag racing here today. So, you know, Zach Phillips Sr., he's doing a fantastic job in that machine today.
And now we play the game of chill in single file until someone decides to make a move, as everyone in the top, at least 10 or so, have single filed out and just kind of chilling at the moment, which I can't necessarily blame them, as, you know, they're probably wanting to get through as many of these laps as they can before they do try to make up some positions here.
Yeah, we do have one car stuck to the outside there. I'm trying to track down who it is. I believe it might be that 44, as we have trouble in the back.
Ooh.
The 41,
What's
it's
that,
John
John Hopley?
Hopley. There he is.
Oh, look like.
So it looks like John Hopley having some issues in that number 4 machine. Let's come back here. Let's take a look here. Blake Hewlett, he was involved in this one in that number 87 machine. Oh, was it Hopley?
No, I believe it's Hopley in that 4 machine. He came down and tried to clear himself off the 42's nose, and unfortunately just spun him around. No one else involved, though, that I could see.
All right, here we go. So now we're taking a better look here at Hopley, as he just, yeah, he came down right in front of that number 42 machine, back up across the track. And everything went good from there, so I don't think no harm, no foul, but it looks like John Hopley, he also had some issues here as well, so let's see if we can get a, I'm sorry, not Hopley,
Yeah.
it was Hopley who crashed.
Yeah,
I was
Blake
thinking
went
of
off
Blake
track.
Hewlett. Yeah, he's the one that he went down into the grass.
Ooh, it looked like he had a little bit of help. Actually, who's that behind him? It's a Sunny D car. Just got into the back of him as he was checking up.
As we see him coming out of turn number 4, he sees the crash. He checks up the 35. I believe.
35.
The 35. He didn't slow up, and hard contact into the pit road there. That's very unfortunate there for that driver. Man, Blake Hewlett almost made it through.
I don't know how that didn't pick up as a wreck on the SDK, but glad you caught that.
Yeah, it just showed that he went off track.
Yeah, that was a little more than off track, but hey, at the end of the day, you know, sometimes we got eagle eyes and can catch things.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely very interesting with how things are going so far, and yeah, we're working lap 46 out of 130 today.
Yes, sir, under 30. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze.
Well, let's.
All right, you know what? We're having fun.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Absolutely.
Man, we are getting a lot of packet loss today. What is going on?
It's
That's
probably
like the fourth driver.
it's probably the fog. It's got to be the fog giving us all these current issues.
Hey, let's see if I can use another view here so I can finally see. And it's not, I mean, with the lights on, you can kind of see the cars through the fog now, but you can definitely tell it's still foggy.
Yeah, for sure. I apologize. Give me one moment here, guys. Something I forgot to do earlier is set up for my next race. So right after this race, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the iRacing Network, we are going to be going over to NASCAR 2003 for our very first NASCAR Racing Season 2003 race for a Kiss the Bricks 400 at Indy over there. So very excited to be able to do that as we come back green flag racing right here at EchoPark.
Yeah, Hernandez and Phillips able to get a really good restart. Flynn did a really good job on that outside line, but had no help, so he is going to have to fall back to that third place spot and drop down to the inside. But overall, very, very good restart from Flynn there. If he had just a little bit more help, they would completely. He would still be side by side with their leader, I think. It looks like a couple people might have touched the apron coming through the quad oval there, and it shot him up the track. But everyone through the top 10 for the most part is single filed out, I believe.
Yeah, the first ones that are side by side is TJ Ivy and Christian Delgado and Charles Robertson. These guys are the first ones to be running side by side up here in turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 to the tri-oval.
Oh, we had someone go shoot way up there towards the wall. Thought we was about to see another wreck. As these drivers are slicing and dicing and trying to
Contact.
fill in holes, we got one
Trouble.
getting loose.
That's
Oh,
that number
they saved it.
77 or 71 of Chris Bishop. He was
Hell of
able
a
to
save.
Yeah, he was able to save it, and he'll duck right back down behind that 35, I believe, of Nicholas Johnson. So that was one hell of a save because he was absolutely sideways. So good save there to Chris Bishop. Just a very phenomenal save. And because of that, I think that pretty much brought everybody to be single file throughout the entire field. And as I say that, we have one car decides that he's going to stick his nose out. And that looks like it's going to be the 54 of Martin Roberg. And Chris Otto looked like he was going to go with him, but then decided better of it. No, he's going to go ahead and stick it up there as well. And the 8 machine of Scott Trusty, he's going to go ahead and pull up. Pull back down in front. No contact. The 8 is around in front of that 54 machine. Hold on to it, boys.
Not clear.
Hold on to it. Ugh. The 50 involved here. Jason Steptoe. Chris Van Master involved. Absolutely pure chaos. Just unloaded there.
He didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you, he rubbed you. And
Robinson is racing.
Man, that was just very unfortunate. The 8 did have enough room to come down, but just the speed difference between him and the 38 just unfortunately led to an incident there.
Definitely, and we're going to go ahead and go back, take a look, see what happened to that 8 machine. Scott Trusty. Just heading up here into turn number 1. He has that big gap down here. He decided that he's going to go ahead and take it. So he starts to move down, and I don't know, like, if he felt like the 38 was just coming up too fast, but he kind of, like, bobbled there just a little bit and decided at the last second to go ahead and stick it. And unfortunately, the 38 just absolutely just drilled him from behind. And then he got hit hard by that 54 machine. And that
Yeah, and it
all
seems
she
like
wrote.
the
Oh,
42 got the worst end of the stick here, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, nowhere to go as the 8 came back down. That's going to cause the 42 to spin out and go back up the track. And it looks like the 30 or the 50 got into him. So now him and the 50 both have damage, while the 2 that caused the incident just damage free at the moment, it appears.
Yeah, let's go ahead and ride on board here with Gabe Ledger to see what he saw. He saw it, so he backed down. He went down the track thinking he was clear. The next thing you know, he's getting turned hard right, and just unfortunately nothing he can do in this situation. But same for Chris Van Master. You know, he had that run, and you know, I thought the 8 was going back up high as well, and then he kind of ducked it right back in down there. So I can't really put the blame here on Chris Van Master for this one. But just unfortunately, it comes with the territory of this style of racing.
Yeah, just the speed difference sometimes, and then if you have to be very decisive with your moves. If you second guess yourself and you don't get down there fast enough, someone's going to hit you in the left rear or the right rear or anything, and it's going to cause you to just spin out. I mean, that's a big momentum shift. You know, the dude's 10 to 20 miles an hour faster than you coming with the push, and if you don't get centered up with them, I mean, just nothing you can do, you know?
Right. Yeah, definitely just a very, very unfortunate situation there for some of these drivers. And you know, it's a big love-hate relationship, you know, with this type of style racing. And you know, I absolutely love this type of racing, but this type of racing just is not meant for a 1.5 mile track.
They used to race really hard at Old Atlanta, man. Back when they had more power, they'd be almost full throttle all the way around the track.
Oh yeah, and that's something I absolutely loved about the old Atlanta is, you know, you had all those different lines. You had the bumpiness, then you had to save your tires. You know, a lot of people played fuel strategy. You know, and it was such a very unique track, and we no longer get to see that anymore. And even in real life, you know, Texas they
I
got
think
Texas got paved and reconfigured as well. You know, so the only one that's you know still pretty much like it was is Charlotte.
honestly, I think once the repave does get a little bit more time on it, the racing will be a little bit better. But we'll have to see as time goes. And we are back green flag. Angel Hernandez getting a really good start on that inside. It looks like the outside with a fairly decent start as well, but the top three on the inside doing a phenomenal job. The two leaders on the outside able to drop down to get to the inside. So that's the top five single file for the most part, and everyone else is too wide, still battling it out hard as we're getting ready to go in 3 and 4 this time.
Yeah, they're top 6 or 7 now. Now single file. Everybody else is trying to get down to that bottom lane, but no one is opening it up. And the first one stuck on the outside is that 44 of Kyle Williams. But he's not able to get down, and the 19 in front of him of Justin Barkley, he decides he's going to run the outside as well. So that 44 machine, he will have some help, but we have a caution.
On that note, I will be right back in a minute, sir.
Alrighty. So let's go back here, and it looks like it could be for that number 54 of Martin Roberg. So let's see what happened here to Martin on the exit of turn 4. Oh yeah, he just got turned in the middle of the trial. So that's definitely very unfortunate there for him. Let me see what we can do about getting a bird's eye view of this one here as so that we can get a decent look and see what happened here. So just coming out of turn number 4 into the trial, there's a little bit of a stack up, it looks like, on that inside lane, possibly. Yeah, and then that, I believe that's the 34 machine. He just came up and got into the 54, and that just sent the 54 there. And we're going to catch up here with Eugene Thorne, but he's going to be able to come back just fine. So definitely a very unfortunate situation there for Martin Roberg, as he was having a really good run, and now it looks like Justin Johnson in that number 22 machine, he just had some issues, it seems. Let me... I'm not exactly sure what happened. It showed that he crashed. I know that driver's been having a little bit of radio issues, so that's probably all that was. Yeah. All right, so Angel Hernandez is up front. Danny Solo in that number 10 machine, he's driven up his car into that third spot. He's moved up 29 spots. So that's an absolute phenomenal drive for that driver of the number 10 for Colleague Racing. Just a fantastic drive. Zach Phillips, he's up 14. He's been up front for the last, maybe the last 25 to 30 laps now. Charles Robertson, he's starting to make his way back up towards the front. Kyle Benson in that number 33 United Rentals machine, he's starting to make his way up to the front as well. Bob Wyckoff up 28 spots in that Hooters number 9 machine, having a fantastic day so far here at EchoPark. Steven Sire up 23 in his number 5 machine. So a lot of these drivers, you know, started in the back, you know, Bob Wyckoff, Steven Sire, Kyle Benson, Danny Solo, Zach Phillips, they're starting to make their way into the top half of this race field. So definitely a really good run for some of these drivers as we go ahead and get these guys doubled up here, and we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here at EchoPark once again. And it looks like just a little bit the fog is starting to lift here at Atlanta. So we're going to start being able to see these cars just a little bit better, it seems, especially in turns 1 and 2. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, pace cars off into the restart zone. We are green flag racing once again. Angel Hernandez once again out to a decent start. Thomas Flynn in that 47 not able to get down to clear TJ Ivy, I believe. No, he's able to clear him now, but he's going to stick to that outside coming down the back straightaway now as we start to double up these drivers here. Once again, a lot of movement now as they are looking to go 3 wide up top. The 44, the 12, and the 10 of Danny Solo. Those guys decided to go ahead and bring it back down to 2 wide. One car way out going 3 wide up front. Now it's time to get a lot of power in. Oh, the 88 is around. Zach Phillips got sideways, able to save it. Still, they're still racing. How the world did he save it? And now we have a green, we now have a caution. Not exactly sure for who. I know our next stage caution was supposed to come out on lap 80, so I'm not exactly sure what brought out the caution, but let's go ahead and go through the field and see if we can track down exactly what happened here.
All right, sorry about that. I'm back. What did I miss, sir?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Looks
So-
like Chris Otto got involved in an incident here. Oh,
Was it
no,
Chris
sir.
Otto?
No, sir. No, sir. That was after the yellow flag.
Yeah, at this point, I don't see. Yeah, guys, I'm at a total loss. I don't know what brought out this caution. And then, yeah, then as you said, something did happen to Chris Otto as they were slowing up here. Yeah, he made some contact and spun out post caution flag. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. Let me.
I'm trying to get up here, see if I can get a good view of the track for you right quick, and I'll see if I can find it, Ben.
Yeah, I know right before that caution came out, the 88 of Zach Phillips got completely sideways. So while we're under this caution, let's go ahead and go back and take a look at that phenomenal save. So bear with me here as we go back into turn 3. Or was it back in turn 2?
I seen the 88 got loose, and that was it. Other than that, I mean, everybody's still going straight. I don't see nobody around, so maybe the caution got thrown for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible as we take a better look here as he dives down here into turns 3 and 4 onto the straightaway. A lot of movement out of the 88, and so he had to go way wide. Almost gets into the wall. Never actually hits the wall, but when he came back down, that hole that was there, it got closed up really quick. And so, let's see. Contact was made right about there. No? Oh, there it is, right there. Contact was made right there, and just what a phenomenal save. Absolutely wicked save.
But back on the live side of things, looks like Thomas Fluen's going to be leading us back to the green with Angel Hernandez on the outside. Thomas Fluen's going to have the help of Danny Solo on that inside, and Zachary Phillips is going to be helping Angel Hernandez on that outside.
Yeah, things are going to definitely get really good. You know, we are closing in to just about 15 to 14 laps now on our next stage break. So we're getting down to it, and these guys are going to start battling it out here under the lights here at EchoPark. Pace car has pulled off, and it is back in the green, or back in the hands of Angel Hernandez and Thomas Flynn, as we are back green flag racing here at EchoPark. What a good jump there by Thomas Flynn now. And Danny Solo, who's now moved up 30 spots, he's up there in that second spot now, right behind Thomas Flynn. So now it's going to determine, like, how long is he going to wait to try to make a move as they come flying down this back straightaway. A lot of movement back here for that number 19 machine of Justin Barkley, as he will climb the banking here in turns 3 and 4. And then come shooting out of turn 4, and still not able to get back down to the inside.
If I'm the 10, after I've seen that, I'm probably just staying behind the 47 and taking the second place, unless I can get some help up there on the outside, because look how many spots the 19 just lost.
Yeah, and he's still dropping. He's all the way back to that 11th spot now after being up in, what was it, 3rd or 4th, or I'm sorry, 4th or 5th on that last restart. And he is absolutely just dropping like a big rock now on that outside lane. He has help from that number 13 machine of TJ Ivy, but so far they can't do anything with it. So that 6 car of Chris Otto, he's jumped up to that outside lane possibly to help, but he will tuck back down right behind Kyle Benson, and he decided he's going to just run single file for the time being.
It seems like a lot of these drivers are having issues with keeping the car on the bottom. I'm not quite sure if they're just getting too close to one another and there's big checkups happening, or if they're just getting on the apron or something, but it seems like we're having a few issues with the being able to hold a line tonight.
Yeah, I know that this track, you know, it was nice and cool out earlier. I don't know if this, as this race goes on, if the track is getting warmer or what. But yeah, these guys are having a lot of trouble keeping it down on the bottom, especially coming through the tri-oval. You know, a couple drivers trying to use that white-red line down there to help turn their car to keep them down low, but at times they're still just shooting up the racetrack as they come through the front straightaway, and some of them go up.
We had someone try to do a pass, and unfortunately just. Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that one.
That would be Zach Phillips in that number 88 jockey machine for Trackhouse. Let's go ahead and come back here and take a look, see what happened.
It looks like 88 slid up the track. The 44 tried to go down to the inside of him, and 88 tried to come back down. And just unfortunately, that spot was already filled.
So if I go to the right one here, so here they come out of turn number 2. Yeah, he slid up, just tried to get back in line, but not able to do it. The 44 was there. As you see him, he will make contact with that inside wall. But luckily, this was just a single car incident, so no harm, no foul for some of these drivers. But definitely a tough break there for Zach Phillips Sr. in that number 88 after moving up so many spots in this race.
And just a little update over the radio. I am hearing this is not staged, so we are still going to have a little race to stage here. Should have about 6 to go as we go back green, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be coming around to possibly get the one to go signal this time.
But yeah, going back to that incident, that's exactly what I was talking about. Some of these drivers are just having issues keeping it on the bottom of the track, and it's just, you know, if you slide up the track, you're at risk of someone trying to go on your inside. You got to be very careful about that. It is very hard to not, you know, just fill up a spot, especially when you got draft and someone slides up. You just slide right in, you know, right into their inside, even if you don't want to sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those, you know, at typical super speedway racing, Daytona, Talladega, and I mean even over at the iRacing Speedway, you know, everything seems to happen a lot slower there. But when you come here, because it is such a small track, you know, things happen really fast here. And so as soon as he moves up, that hole is already filled. And
Yeah, I mean, the 44 might not even wanted to fill the hole. I mean, he might have just had a run, getting ready to come and like give him a push right as he slid up or something. And you know, once he slides up, he's also losing drafts. It's like he's hitting a wall of air, which will also slow him down. So I mean, the 44 might not have even had a choice about going on his inside there.
exactly, and that's something that these drivers really got to, you know, keep in mind. You know, is that they may only come to this track twice a season, but you know, they've got to be careful because it's, as we keep saying, it's speedway style racing, but
It's a smaller track.
it's such a smaller track.
Well, anyone in the chat today, let's get your thoughts on, you know, EchoPark. What do you think about the new repave? Would you rather them go back to the old style? Which I know they can't, but do you prefer the old style or the new Atlanta? Let us know.
Well, I mean, technically they can. If you really want to boil it down, all they have to do is just tear up the track again and rebuild it.
Well, they ain't gonna do that.
No.
I mean, look what happened. What was it, Chicago or what track? They were gonna rebuild it, and then they just completely decided they were done with it. I think maybe it was Auto Club.
That was Auto Club. They were going to turn Auto Club into a short track. Why? I don't know. But that track, it's, again, that was another track that, I don't know.
Imagine Auto Club at the repave.
That would be a lot of fun.
You want to talk about a super speedway, ripping the lip at Auto Club with the fresh pavement, man? You'd be able to full throttle around the entire corner, probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, you probably would, but it still wouldn't be a super speedway style race. Because, you know, as the race goes on, you would still have to lift for those corners. But we're coming back here to Atlanta for the EchoPark Speedway EchoPark Restart Zone, and we are green flag racing once again here at EchoPark. Thomas Flynn, Danny Solo will bring the field to the green flag. Flynn gets out to a decent lead there. Solo stuck on the outside. Big movement out of Kyle Williams as he filled up that hole in front of the 20, almost got turned, but he says, no, I'm going to take it right here. Big stack up here up front. How is that going to affect everybody else as we have trouble in turn 3? The 13 up in the wall. Everybody's keeping it clean so far. TJ Ivy got the worst end of that deal. And, sorry, wrong cart. There he is.
Yeah, I was very surprised Angel Hernandez jumped up to that outside line to try to get up to first place there. As you see him completely fading back through the field at the moment. And we are, I believe, 4 to go for stage as we do cross the line this time.
Oh, trouble to 10 gets turned. Danny Solo gets turned up into the wall. Second car to get turned up into the outside wall, but we're going to stay green. That's going to drop Danny Solo out of the top 10 as everybody's coming around. 4 wide, 3 wide. Hold on to it, boys and girls. Everybody's still doing pretty... Oh, man. Now, this is the type of racing I love seeing. You know, having issues like this and everybody keeping it nice and straight. As we are coming around to start lap number 78. So I believe we have just about 2 laps remaining here in the stage break. Oh, trouble, the 35 is around.
Whoa, we got 2 on the apron. They're coming back up the track. Oh.
And we're going to stay green flag. And still, we're going to stay green flag here at Echo Park.
I have no idea how that was in a caution, but you know what?
No, but this one's probably
powerful.
going to be back here in the back, the 88, the 5. They're running side by side. They're stacking up behind them. No, this is still going to be green flag racing. I believe we got 1 more lap before we'll see that green or that caution. So at this point, the next flag will be it for this stage. And as of right now, these guys need to try to settle down. You know, they still got to get to the end of this race. This isn't the final lap. It's just the stage finish. And here they come to the start-finish line. This should be it for your stage. Here they come now out of turn number 4. Everybody is all nice and clear, and there's that yellow flag for the stage.
Yeah, and Thomas Flynn going to bring it home to win the stage. Delgado bringing home a nice P2.
Yeah, so your top 10, it's going to be Thomas Flynn, Christian Delgado, Kyle Williamson, Kyle Benson, Chris Otto worked his way back up to the front. Scott Trusty, Charles Roberson, Angel Hernandez, Martin Roberg, and John Hopley. And it looks like Danny Solo just had some issues and had to tow to the pits. Let's come back here and take a look. Very tough day, just gone from bad to worse for Danny, as I think he had something happen. Because he just kind of pulled off to the side and left. Or got it towed. I don't know if he actually left the server or not, but I think he had some sort of issue with his with his game. And
Yeah, it does look like Eric has packed it up for the day.
Eric Jorgensen.
Yeah, it looks like he's disconnected, put it on the hauler at the moment, but he could return. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to touch up. Yeah, so Eric Jorgensen in that number 7 machine, he's packed it up. Gabe Ledger in the 42's packed it up. Blake Hewlett, Mark Gonzalez, a big heartbreak for Mark Gonzalez in the points here. Brian Cleary, Dylan Smith, Matt Metler, Brian Treadwell, Shane Griffin, Will Austin, Michael Gervey, Christopher Walker, and Philip Manzo was only able to complete just shy of 2 laps in that number 3 machine. So we still got a good handful of cars out of this race, and we have approximately 31 drivers still out here at Echo Park. So
I think the 47 might be losing the lead. I think he overdrove his pit box just a little bit, but did opt to only take 2 tires, so that is going to keep him in that lead.
Sort of, but we do have John Hopley, Chris Bishop, Joshua Grosso, Craig Lautenslager, Bob Wyckoff, Justin Barkley, all those drivers.
Sorry, let me
decide
rephrase
to
it. The
stay
lead
out.
for the race at pit road is what I probably should have said.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh man, it's coming to crunch time, and these drivers are definitely going to be. We're going to start seeing a little bit more aggression, I think.
Oh, definitely. As we take a look here at Bob Wyckoff in that number 9 Hooters machine, you know, he's keeping his nose clean so far for Hendrick Motorsport. You know, he's up 37 spots, you know, so he practically started back in the tail end of this field, and he's currently running 5th. He didn't pit under this caution, but, I mean, he last came in lap 64. So he's got 8 lap older tires than everybody else. So I can't imagine that being too much of a issue here. I'm sorry, lap 81 now. So okay, so he's got almost 20 lap older tires, but that's beside the point. But we're gonna go ahead and get these guys doubled up. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what our fuel window was. I feel like I got told earlier.
I believe we still have 50 laps. So I think these guys can go maybe only like 30 something, I believe. So I think so these guys still have at least, or I shall say guys and gal, you know, they still got at least one more pit stop, you know, to get to the end. And
I think it's really going to depend on how hard these people want to push. I mean, I know they're going to have at least one stop, but it might be a 2-stopper depending on how hard they want to save.
right.
Oh, never mind. There's only about 47 laps left? Yeah, it'd be a 1-stopper. Unless someone's just magically able to save it till the end.
Yeah, and we are now back green flag racing right here at EchoPark. Chris Bishop able to clear that forward, getting it down into turn number 1. So that's going to put John Hopley back in that 4th spot, as everybody else is now running side by side behind them. A lot of movement now out of these drivers. One car decides to go ahead and bail as one gets turned to 45. Angel Hernandez, he gets turned, and that's going to be a caution.
Well, that's definitely going to help out on closing that field window a little bit.
Yeah, and I believe Angel Hernandez was the only one involved in this caution. So let's come back here and take a look here. As I was mentioning, you know, there was a lot of movement, and Angel Hernandez, he went down into just a hole that really wasn't there, and unfortunately he got turned off the front bumper of that number 38 machine. I mean, just when you're trying to get it going, and you know, just the holes close up here real quick, real fast. You know, these drivers gotta really
If you're going to go into a hole that is that small, you got to be able to sure you could whip it down there and hold it straight. You're not going to be able to wiggle like to the left or right after you come down there, especially whenever someone's probably going to give you a push. Is the main issue.
Yeah, definitely. As we take a look here at Scott Weimer in that number 60 Ford Mustang, he's getting ready to get one of his laps back. So as long as he keeps his nose good, clear, and, you know, safe, he very well could get back on the lead lap if these guys don't settle down.
Yeah, Jeffrey Weimer being able to get a lap back here is going to be big for him. As I mean, he's, like you said, got the potential to get back on the lead lap. Which I can't quite tell how many laps down he is, actually. Do you got an exact number of how many laps there, bud?
Remaining?
No, never mind. Jeff Weimer has currently scored 5 laps down, so he's going to need at least 4 more cautions. after this because it should put them 4.
Gotcha.
And I did get word we have 38 laps of fuel, so the way we are sitting currently, let's see. Yeah, if we can get another caution in the next maybe 10 to 15 laps, I think they might be able to make it on fuel. But if we go green, they are definitely going to have to pit.
Right. So we're gonna line these guys up, or we're gonna do it again. I'm sorry, I'm not really talking much. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure things out, and
That's all right. I'm studying for my next broadcast right after this one as well. As I'm going to be doing that snowball derby.
oh yeah, yeah. Glad to hear that you were able to get on board with them over there, and so if you guys want to check it out, head over to Racers Elite Network. Right after this, they're going to run the snowball derby at 5 Flags. Going to be a very good race. And we're back green flag racing here at Auto Club. Chris Bishop out to a really good lead here as these drivers will head down here into turns 1 and 2. The front couple drivers now running side by side. That number 9 of Bob Wyckoff still trying to work his way back up to the front of this field. As, ladies and gentlemen, I think that fog has finally dissipated, because now this race has more clear than it has been all race long. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of shuffling going on in the back of the field right now. Holy cow, there's people going all over the track. But I do want to say, this 23, Star Wars machine up here looking to use the Force to get around the 71. As I don't think he's going to be able to go around the outside, so he might have to try to force him up a lane or something.
yeah, definitely Joshua Grosso in that number 23 machine for 2311 Racing. He's keeping himself, minding his P's and Q's, and one car gets turned. That's going to be the 88 of Zach Phillips. Hold on to it, baby.
Yeah, that 88 cannot catch a break today.
No, and once again, what a phenomenal save out of the 88, but unfortunately this time he will fall all the way back to that 28th spot. So, man, just what a heartbreaking day it is for that 88 machine. Not able to, catch a break, as you said. At this track, you can't be bump drafting. It just doesn't work at this racetrack.
I will stand correct that one. You can bump draft and you can push really hard at this track, but it's just you got to be able to hold your line. But I will say, the 88 get put in the back might be a blessing in disguise. As the middle of this pack here has just been all over the place the past few laps. As they have got single filed out for the most part now, but watch as they're exiting the corners and stuff. I mean, they're squirrely all over the place. They're zigging and zagging, and it's looking like we're about to have a big one about midway through the pack here.
Yeah, as we're taking a look here at Scott Trusty in that 8 car. He's the first car on the outside lane he was able to squeeze down in front of that number 44 of Williams. So he's going to get himself up there as we see that 6 car of Otto. He kind of got shoved out to the outside there going into turn number 3. So now he's stuck to the outside, but now he's got some help coming up from behind him. But no, it looks like he's going to possibly try to make it. No, he's going to slide it back down. And that's that 4 of John Hopley. He decided better of it. Instead of trying to go 3 wide, he decided to stay right behind Otto. No, but he is going to go 3 wide, and he's getting turned as mayhem ensues. 54 saves it. Wow. That is all I am going to say is wow, as we are still green flag here. That 45 machine, Angel Hernandez, he's still trying to make his way back to the front. So John Hopley, he fell all the way back now to that 28th spot. Zach Phillips, he's back up to 23rd now. So he's been able to slowly start making his way back up here towards the front. As we see Chris Otto now running side by side with, I believe that's Frank DeAngelis in that number 91 machine. As they come here through that tri-oval here once again. 4 cars now on that top side. Right behind Otto, we do have Christian Delgado in that 12th machine. So Otto's, he's got a good group of company up there with him. So let's see what these guys can do as that 22 of Justin Johnson, he jumps up in front of Otto. And now these guys are going to try to work together, make their way to the front.
Yeah, and just unfortunately for that 4 car, John Hopley, I believe he is in the pits at the moment because he did take a pretty hard leak to that outside wall just momentarily.
Yeah, definitely very unfortunate there for John Hopley as he will come down pit road. He's going to probably go talk to his race team for a few moments until he can get his car repaired and get back out here to, see exactly what happened. As these guys are coming out of turn 4 back into the quad oval. That outside lane, they're just not able to move up. So they kind of just stalled themselves out there as, they're having a lot more issue trying to move forward. So they're still hanging out right about that 8th spot at the moment.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if this high humidity is causing the outside lane to be choked up to the point that they can't really make any momentum, because every past race I've had here, I've not had any issues running side by side. Like, the outside lane works phenomenally well here.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's definitely weird not seeing that outside lane really, push their way through to the front. So them kind of just stalling out right back there, right around that 8th spot, it's actually very, very surprising.
Yeah, but as you are saying that, I mean, they are starting to make a little bit of progress on that outside line, but watch out. We got one loose on the apron. We had someone shoot up to the top of the track. I believe that was the 9 car. Oh, we got one around on the apron coming back up on the track in 1 and 2.
Kyle Williams in that 44 machine. He had troubles. That's the yellow flag right there. Jeff Weimer, he just had some issues. Gonna have to come back, try to figure out who did what and why. So at first it looks like Kyle Williams, he had some issues. Let's go back here and take a quick look, see what happened to him. As he just looked like he got low, that transition back onto the racetrack after getting off track. He's gonna, that's what happened right there. So we're gonna go ahead and come back here. For some odd reason, he got loose, and then getting back on that transition back from the track down onto the apron, and then he's gonna come flying right back onto the track right here after getting sideways. He's gonna come back on track right here, and here comes that number 60 machine and company. And this is what brings out our caution. The 35 had to move up to avoid making contact. And unfortunately, that put Weimer into that outside wall. He came down a little bit, almost saved it, got back up into the wall. And I'm assuming he just was not able to steer the car after that, so he went ahead and called out for a tow truck, and that's going to bring us out to our next caution, and everybody's coming back down pit road except for Thomas Flynn and TJ Ivy. These two drivers are going to stay out.
Yeah, they're going to be cutting it pretty close on fuel here, but everyone else is going to top off and just be 100% sure that they can make it to the end, even if we have a couple of green light checkers here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm taking a look here. Chris Bishop, he looks like he possibly only took 2 tires. Fuel only, it may be for Chris Otto, Angel Hernandez. So, yeah, they're electing to do 2 tires and fuel, or fuel only. And this is going to get these guys hopefully to the rest of this race, as, you know, we only have 2 drivers who stayed out currently.
It's going to be very interesting, as I mean, they might have been able to save a little bit of fuel. It might be saving under these cautions. I mean, they could also be assuming that there's going to be more cautions to come, and they will be able to make it. But we'll have to see how their strategy plays out here. All right, you ready to do this all over again? Yes, sir, as we are re-racking and stacking the pace lights are off on the pace car this time, and we are coming down the backstretch getting ready to go back green. The aggression is going to be high. We're going to see some high octane racing here, and I got a feeling we're going to see some very bold moves as this is the closing 30 laps. It is definitely get down to crunch time, as you know, the outside lane's not been working very well, so people are going to have to try to get the positions where they can. I believe we're going to start seeing a few bump and runs and other things.
Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting to see as the iRacing pace car pulls it down onto pit road. It is back in the hands of Thomas Flynn, TJ Ivy, and we are coming back to the EchoPark restart zone. Green flag is out. Flynn once again gets a phenomenal run as we have a big stack up behind. The 9 car is around.
And
The 9 is around the 44. Zach Phillips involved here once again.
I know I said we was going to have some aggressive racing, but that's not what I meant.
Yes, somebody did not get going on that restart. Let's come back here. Let's take a look, see what we can figure out. Who did not go? That's the ultimate question. As we're going to come up here. Let's come up here a little bit through the field. So the 13 goes, the 77 goes. The Star Wars car did not go. Joshua Grosso, he did not go, and that just stacked up everybody behind him. And unfortunately, the 9 was the first car to go around. The 22, he got hit, so he slid there, came right back up in front of his teammate Christian Delgado, and got into Delgado. So Delgado, he went around. And the 5 escapes the 88 machine. I believe he was able to escape there briefly. Yeah, he was able to get around. He stopped to make sure he doesn't get any contact. The 44 goes around. All right, so the 88, nice and easy now. He's good. He's clear. Yeah, so talking about, what we're doing after this race concludes here on the iCast Racing Network. As soon as we're done here, I'm jumping on a plane and I am flying to Indianapolis to go broadcast NASCAR Racing Season 2003. And these
Well, you
guys,
have fun with that.
yeah, so these guys, they're going to be running the Kiss the Bricks 400, the AKA the Brickyard 400. That's going to be a very interesting long race. 11 drivers on tap, or 13 drivers on tap for that race. So my first broadcast over on NR 2003, and then you're going over, jumping on the plane and taking the short flight over to Pensacola, Florida, and you're going to go to see some amazing short track racing at Five Flags Speedway. So that's definitely going to be a very interesting, fun race over there on the Racers Elite Network.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited for it. I've never actually seen the pro late models race before. I've raced the late models, but it's gonna be very interesting. I hear they have a lot more power and a little bit harder to drive.
the super late models are absolutely crazy to drive. One of the hardest short track cars to drive. Just a couple short years ago, I was actually able to come home third in the Snowball Derby in the official iRacing series. So, so I could have won it, but they decided to bump me out of the way. But I will take home third in that race any day because it's just an absolute blast to run.
We're re-racking them or restacking them, and I think it's time for
No more fooling around.
and getting the pedals down and getting to the end of this race.
Absolutely. We have crossed over to just about 25 laps to go, I believe, when we come back around for the green flag. So we're definitely getting down to the nitty-gritty now, and we've still got 25 cars on the lead lap. First car a lap down. Oh, now I'm sorry. Now I'm showing 28 cars on the lead lap.
I do believe the pace lights are off on the pace car, correct?
That they are. That means we're going to go ahead and get ready to go green flag racing on the exit turn 4. Once again, Thomas Flynn, TJ Ivy, these guys will bring the field to green flag. TJ Ivy in that number 13 machine, he's making his debut here with the ISNF. Thomas Flynn, he's making his 10th start here with ISNF. So these guys are still looking for their very first win here. And we're going to go back green flag racing here at EchoPark once again. Thomas Flynn gets a good jump on the start. And that 77 of Craig Lautenslager, he's looking to make some noise in the making sure that he gets into the Final Four in just a couple short weeks at Texas. As the 13, he pinches Lautenslager down. And now Lautenslager, he will clear him here on the back straightaway. So he's going to overtake for that second spot. But that 13 still trying to fight very strong as Benson is now getting around him on the inside.
Oh, we got another big wreck in the bag.
The 12 of Christian Delgado, he's around. The 44, he's around. But we're going to stay green flag racing. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, see what happened here. Yeah, so the 44 got turned off the fifth. Off the 5 car. The 34 makes hard contact with the 44. Delgado goes for a ride in the grass. Let's go ahead and jump back live here for your front drivers here as we have 22 laps to go this time by.
And what a hornet's nest is going on in the back of the field here as they are 2 to 3 wide coming into 1 and 2 this time.
Yeah, they're
almost 4 wide. They're beating and banging side by side action.
Yeah, these drivers, they're definitely knowing that it is crunch time as we're getting ready to switch over into that 20 lap to go spot. But I mean, these still, that was so close. They got to remember, they still got 30 miles to go, 35 miles to go. So if they're not careful, they're going to really take each other out, and that's something that we don't want to see. So we still got a long time of racing. It takes 30 seconds to get around this racetrack. So, these guys really got to start minding their P's and Q's, and remember, we still got a long way to go.
They are coming up on some lap traffic of that 12 machine. The leader's able to get around just fine, but it seems like about fifth back. They're side by side on outside of the 12 and making a little bit of contact here, and this is not looking very good. Not looking good at all.
Yeah, Chris Otto's stuck in that middle lane. He's trying to get down, but not able to do it. And they're still going to try to get around Chris Otto here as he's stuck in the middle. But now we're running 3 wide, 3 rows deep.
Oh, keep it straight, fellas. Keep it straight.
All right, now we're down one group. Nope, they're still 3 wide behind them. They're looking to go 4 wide behind them. Oh, trouble out of turn number 2.
And
the 13 is around. That's going to bring out the caution right there.
Looks like TJ Ivy.
Oh, man, what a heartbreak there for TJ Ivy in that number 13 machine. Let's come back here, take a look, see what happened on the exit of turn 2. He just got turned off of Chris Otto, and then he just had absolutely nothing to do except hold on as he went for
that poor 88 machine. That poor 88 machine caught in another wreck that he has nothing to even do with.
Yep, that 88 machine of Zach Phillips Sr., just keeps getting involved here, and as you said, just issues that's not his fault. Definitely, my heart is absolutely breaking for that number 88 of Zach Phillips. He can't catch a break, and I mean he's still hanging tight up there in that 8th spot, but just very.
And this is only helping Thomas Flynn, who is not pit, to get fuel yet, and it's putting him in a spot where he's probably not going to have to pit. As we keep having these cautions, he's able to save fuel as we're going around the track pacing.
Yeah, so he last came down on lap 81, so he's looking to go 49 laps.
Which is basically saving 10 laps of fuel. And that just goes to show you how many cautions we've had.
Yeah, these guys, they're racing really hard at the moment. So far we are working caution number 14, and so far we've gone about 42 laps. So when we go back green flag, or by the time we go back green flag race, we'll be sitting at just about 44 laps under caution here. So, I mean, we still got a long way to go. But these guys, they've really got to try to cool it down just a little bit, because I mean, they still got to get to the end of this race. I know I haven't really updated the ticker yet, to just show the top 8 in the championship standings. But a lot of these drivers that are in the championship chase are pretty much practically out of this race. So you have Lautenslager in that number 77 currently running 2nd. Van Mastrate in that number 38 machine. He's running 5th. Chris Otto running 7th. Hernandez is keeping it alive up in that 9th spot. Real quick, let me go ahead and just bring up the points one more time. So Angel Hernandez, Mark Gonzalez, he is out. Charles Roberson I believe. No, Roberson, he's still in it. He's up in that 11th spot. Lawton Slager, he's up there. Christian Delgado, Danny Solo, Chris Van Masteret. So Chris Otto, he's out. Hopley's out. But we have Mark Gonzalez, he's out. So Mark Gonzalez, he's out. Danny Solo, he's out. Christian Delgado, he's now 1 lap down. So, I mean, this is an absolute nightmare. And next week, wrong one. Here we go. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. I'll have to check.
Yeah, 47 leading us back to the green this time. While you're checking on that, I got you, brother. 47 is going to get a good start. 77 is going to have room to drop down if he decides to do so. So they're going into 1 and 2 this time. For the most part, the entire field actually getting a good restart this time. But the outside lane just fading. And oh, we got another big one right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Chris Otto involved in this one. And that 6 machine, and that's going to bring out our caution here once again.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Let's go ahead and come back here, take a look, and see what happened to Chris Otto. As you see him starting on that inside lane. Oh, the 71 just got a big checkup, and then the 45 machine of Angel Hernandez, he got turned up into the wall. And the 6 machine, he fell back after this incident as well. There he is. So just very unfortunate for, for these race drivers here. As we come back live. Yeah, so next week, we're going to Sonoma Raceway for the Sears Point 100 next week. So that's going to be 50 laps, about 100 miles at that racetrack. That's going to be a tough track. And, when we did go to the Roval, Mark Gonzalez and Cody Meadows were probably the fastest ones on the road course. So the one that's really going to benefit next week is going to be those 2 drivers, I would imagine. So that is a way to keep their championship hopes alive next week at Sonoma. But for everybody else, they struggled at the Roval. So this is not the kind of night a lot of our championship leaders needed as we head to Auto Club in 2 weeks to round out the season. So it's going to be very, very interesting, see what happens next week.
Well, you know what the good thing about Sonoma is? You don't have full course cautions. So that way, if somebody does wreck and you're keeping your nose clean, you will be able to gain spots. So it's going to pay off for the people that have less aggression and take their time getting around the track if it's not their best track.
Yeah, definitely. So, these guys really got to mind their P's and Q's, next week as well. Keep all 4 tires on the track, So we may have a stacked out field here tonight, but next week, it's going to bring it down to our, championship 8, who's going to be in, who's going to be out. It's going to be really, really close, if you ask me.
And apparently we have a most popular driver award going up in polls.
Yeah, so we do have most popular driver award here in the ISNF series. They've actually got quite a few they actually got quite a few different awards to give out after the season ends. And most popular driver is one of them.
Yeah, right now it looks like Jeff Weimer is going to be leading the most popular driver at the moment with 7 votes.
Yeah, so I'm coming back here looking at the driver awards for last season. Last season, your champion was Angel Hernandez. Rookie of the Year went to Tony Fry. Michael Gervey, he was the Car Owner Award. Most Popular Award went to Justin Barkley. The Squeaky Clean Award went to Matt Metler last season. Demolition Man went to Danny Solo. Just Send It Award went to Angel Hernandez for 4 poles. Follow the Leader Award, led most laps last season, was Charles Roberson. High Miler, the one driven the most miles, was Charles Roberson. Consistent top 10, Roberson. Iron Man, you know, Roberson
We are
and
getting ready
John
to get back
Hopley.
green. I hate to cut you off.
Yeah, I know. As we are getting back green flag, you know, so these guys give out really cool awards at the end of this, at the end of the season. So as we're bringing it down to it, you know, let's see what these drivers can do. As Craig Lautenschlager, he will go right behind your race leader of Thomas Flynn. And right now, if I was Lautenschlager, that's where I'm going to stay. There is no way. There is no way I am going to chance, you know, not getting good points day. I don't, at this point, I don't care about the win. The win will come. Oh, we got trouble.
Oh, hard in the wall.
Charles Roberson into the wall, now in the middle of the track. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Contact, keep it. Beautiful. Good
But
heads
back
up
to the
driving.
77. He almost, it looked like he almost jumped the start there. He actually ended up having to check up a little bit. I think he actually timed it perfect, but if he would have crossed the line before the 47, I think he would have got a jump start. So,
Yeah, that's definitely very possible. You know, but as I was saying about that 77 machine, you know, I'm going to worry about the win, if I was him, in 2 weeks. Next week and tonight, I'm worried about where I finish. I'm not going to go out, try to, you know, drive as hard as I can. I'm going to drive comfortably as I can the next, for the rest of this race and next week. You know,
and a
because
P2 finish, you know, is really good points here. So even if he isn't able to get the win, I mean, he's still going to be very ahead of points, at ahead of a couple of the other drivers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And with the finish here tonight, second, this very well, you know, could solidify him as the first driver locked into the championship race in 2 weeks. So that's what it boils down to. I mean, like, if he can make the run on the final lap and go for the win without crashing and he gets it, automatically locked in. Cool. But just running second, it very well could lock him into the chase.
Yeah, but I think if he is going to go for a move to win here, he's not going to be able to do it on the outside. As you do see him looking to the inside of the 47.
Trouble!
That was a huge hit. Holy.
Bob Wyckoff upside down in that number 9 Hooters Chevrolet. Hard contact. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, like, watching that, my whole entire stomach just freaking dropped. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
I think the 51 is going to need to go to the infield care center after that one, because that was a Dale Earnhardt wall hit.
Oh, man. Dude, my stomach hurts from watching that. I guess for like a split second, I thought that this was real life. Let's come back here, take a look, and see what happened between that 51 machine and the 9. So there was a big checkup from the 35. So they went 3 wide. The 51 got a little love tap there from the 22. And I don't think Wyckoff realized he would. No, he actually got turned by that 35 machine, and both cars hard into that outside wall, and that just sends the 9 up into the air on top of the 51 machine. As you see him, he will now slide through the apron and back onto all fours. You know, that's what we like to see, is all 4 wheels come back on the ground. But man, let me tell you what, that was a very, very nasty hit. Let's watch this at full speed. As I hit the wrong button again. Here we go. Just look how fast the whole checkup and everything was. The 35 got into the wall, and just along for the ride, these drivers went. Hard
And,
impacts.
you know, the story of the night is going to be the fact that the 47 was able to save 10 laps with the amount of cautions we've had in this final stage.
Yeah, we've got 5 laps to go now. The lights are still on the pace car, so if they get the one to go this time by, we're going to have a 3-lap shootout.
Yeah, natural green white check or close to a green white checkered.
Yep.
I don't think it'll quite be a green white checkered, but
I just want to give a big shout out to Zach Phillips and that number 88 machine. Despite being in all that crap that he's had to endure this entire race, for me today, he gets that Ironman award. Still up here in the top 5, and still has a chance to win it here tonight.
yeah, and looks like the 88's planning on staying low for a push, according to the chat here. I don't think he meant to send that to everybody.
Hey, you know what? If he is comfortable and happy with, you know, staying down low, finishing in the top 5, regardless, that's going to be one hell of a day for him in that 88 machine.
Yeah, especially after all the brutality the man has seen throughout the race.
Yes. All right, so we are 1 to go, meaning we're going to have 3 laps to duke it out for the race win. And again, if I was Craig, I'm just going to ride. Going to get back down and right, you know, in front or right behind Thomas and just ride. But it's going to be very interesting to see, is Frank DeAngelis going to let him just drop down and ride, or is he just going to stay up on his rear end and keep pushing him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lautenslager can get a good restart on the outside, but he's really going to have help if he's going to stay up there. That's going to be the issue. And it looks like Bob Wyckoff has loaded it up on the hauler. That's an unfortunate end to his day there.
Yeah, definitely very heartbreaking day for Bob Wyckoff. Looks like John Hopley in that number 4, he's still out here driving around. Dylan Lansdale, I'm not sure if he's still out here or not. But he could have very well called it a day. All right, 3 laps. Thomas Flynn, Craig Lattenslager bringing these field to the green. A little bit of a checkup already, a little bit here in the back. But they get themselves all sorted out for this restart. Lautenslager, he will fall right back behind Flynn, and that's going to leave DeAngelis right on the outside. But he's going to drop down into that 4 spot. Trouble!
Oh, and the 8 cars around, up into the wall, and just...
More trouble behind him. That 4 car, John Hopley, involved in this one. Caution out once again. We're going to line them up for a green-white checkered. All right, let's go back here to see what happened. So the 8, he got turned off the 21 right in front of the 43, I think that was. Scott Trusty in that number 8 machine having a day of his own.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was thinking about sending it 3 wide and got into the back of the 71. And then I just, after that, just all chaos ensued.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just absolutely crazy. What time does the Snowball Derby start tonight? Is it 8:30 or 8 o'clock?
8 or 8:30, one of the two.
I just want to make sure you have enough time to switch over into that session if need be.
Oh, I got plenty of time. And what time's your race start tonight, sir?
8:30.
All right.
Yeah, so I know I've got plenty of time to get up into the session.
Well, we got 3 attempts at the green, white, checkered. So these drivers are really going to have to try to settle down on these rigs here and try to get to the end. If not, we're just going to be finishing the race under caution.
Absolutely. All right, so for you, your race starts at 8:30 tonight over at Racers Elite Network. I'm absolutely excited for you to be able to call that race. I'm anticipating a really good race over there, and you guys are going to have a lot of good side-by-side racing, so you definitely have a lot of fun over there.
Definitely going to be really interesting, I think, especially with the, the pro lates or the super late models, whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't do a lot of short track racing, so.
Yeah, we definitely love watching short track racing with the super late models, the pro lates. The street stocks, the mini stocks, they're a lot of fun. But for me personally, like the moment you start bringing the ARCA cars for a full season, and I mean, I guess necessarily I wouldn't be upset having the trucks like the legacy trucks. I think that would be fun to have on the short track series. I could see that having a lot of fun.
I don't mind having the ARCA car for a full season of something, but just only short tracks, no. I just don't feel like the ARCA cars are made to be a short track car, personally.
I mean, they're old cup cars. That's ultimately what they are.
Yeah, just with a lot less power.
Yes. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. We're going to line them up. Coming down the back straightaway, we're going to have our first green-white checkered here at EchoPark. Thomas Flynn, Craig Lautenslager. Let's keep these guys, minding their P's and Q's, and let's get to the end of this race.
And I got a feeling we're about to see some interesting action here if this thing does go green the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now I got my green-white checkered voice out. Ladies and gentlemen, pull your belts tight. This is about to get good. Thomas Flynn, Craig Lautenslager will bring the field to the green flag, hopefully for the final time here at EchoPark Speedway. And here we go into the EchoPark restart zone. Thomas Flynn hits the gas, and this time Craig Lautenslager, he's going to stay pretty much side by side. He will pull up behind Thomas Flynn, as I anticipated him to do. As you see the 33-91, they both go ahead and get single foul now. And here comes the rest of the field side by side out of turn number 2. So far, everybody's doing good, minding their P's and Q's. As we have one car up front, that's going to be the 31 that's the 91 trying to make some moves, not able to do it. White flag is in the air here at I was about to say Auto Club here at Atlanta. As these
no
drivers,
more cautions.
Yeah, this will be it. The next flag will end this race. Now the question is, will Lautenslager just ride all the way around in second, or is he going to make a move? As we have trouble in the back. Here comes Lautenslager. He's looking for it. He's getting a push from the 33. Here they come out of turn number 4 side by side. Who is going to take the win? It's going to be very close. It is going to be Lautenslager. Lautenslager with the win. He has punched his ticket to Auto Club to run in the Final 4 in 2 weeks' time.
The race finish gap was a .003.
What an incredible finish for these drivers. And we will let these drivers take a moment, catch their breath, as I don't think Lautenschlager has. Now he's going to start slowing down. There he goes.
He said he's gonna make sure he was the winner. He wasn't lifting until it was over.
Yeah, he did not lift whatsoever. Now, I'm very curious. Do I? Yes, I do. How many laps did he lead?
It don't matter how many laps he's led, as long as you lead the last one.
Yeah, I mean, I think he actually only led the last lap.
He's burning it down in the infield at the moment.
Yeah, as he stalled it. Yeah, he stalled it. I think he ran out of fuel burning it down. Let's go back here for just a quick moment. Let's see all this chaos ensue. So here's the white flag. Let's see what happens. 'Cause I know behind them. The 71. The 17, they're all here racing nice and hard. I gotta come to the back straightaway here. So the 12, he makes some contact with a couple cars. And he gets pushed down under. So it's that number 50 machine of Jason Steptoe. He got contact here. He's going around for a while. The 17 involved, the 41, the 23 involved here. Everybody goes up into the outside wall. Chris Otto, he's involved in here as well. Just absolute pure chaos. And then coming to the checkered flag. Let's get a better look here. Coming to the flag. I'm going to try to get a good look here. Speed shot. Let's see. I may have a good shot here of it. That is it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's it right there. That's how close it was. Very, very good push there by Kyle Benson in that 33 on the outside. Zach Phillips Sr., he'll bring it home fourth. So what a really good way to end the day for him there in this pure chaos. Before we speak with the drivers, let's go ahead and take a look here at our race results. Get it pulled up, pulled up. Let's show it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is right there. Your race results. Craig Lautenschlager, he'll bring it home first. Thomas Flynn, Kyle Benson, Zach Phillips, Angel Hernandez will bring it home fifth. Justin Barkley, Chris Van Mastert, Chris Bishop, Frank DeAngelis, and Christian Delgado will bring it home for round out your top 10. Cody Meadows, Justin Johnson, Eugene Thorne, Nick Johnson, Rhea Ferris, Steven Sire, Chris Roberson, Martin Roberg, they will round out your top 18. 19th, Chris Otto, Joshua Grosso, Thaddeus Friel, Parker Strandit, Jason Steptoe, Scott Trusty, John Hopley, Dylan Lansdale, Bob Wyckoff, TJ Ivy, Kyle Williams, Jeff Weimer, Danny Solo, Eric Jorgensen, Gabe Ledger, Blake Hewlett, Mark Gonzalez, Brian Cleary, Dylan Smith, Matt Metler, Brian Treadwell, Michael Gervey, Will Austin, Shane Griffin, Christopher Walker, and Philip Manzo will round out your field. All right, let's take a look here and see who we have in chat with us to do a little chit chatting.
Looks like we have Craig and Thomas ready to go. I do not see Kyle Benson anywhere to pull him up for an interview, so
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and bring in Thomas Flynn, driver of that number 47 machine.
Thomas, you got a copy? Get our mic up in the booth. You are muted,
Yeah,
by
I
the way.
gotcha.
Man, congratulations on the P2 finish. I really thought you had the chance to win the race there. You did everything right. I mean, walk us through your strategy for stage 3, as you did seem to stay out and not go in for fuel.
Yeah, I stayed out there. I knew there was gonna be some wrecks there at the end, so I was just trying to save as much as I can, and got lucky for a position to be up there for the win at the end. But you know, comes down to inches.
Yeah, I believe the gap was .003. I mean, how do you feel overall about your race today?
Feel pretty good. Obviously, would like to be in first, but can't always go your way. So uh, we'll build off this and look forward to next week.
That does sound good, but again, congratulations on your P2 finish, and I'll let Mike take over to see if he's got any questions for you.
Yeah, Thomas. Next week we go over to Sonoma. How are you feeling about Sonoma for next week?
Yeah, it's a road course. Gonna have to get in some practice this week, and hopefully we'll be fast there like we were here today.
Beautiful. And before we let you go today, Thomas, is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, huge shout out to the 88 for pushing me pretty much for the whole race. Got me up there at the front. Obviously wish it would have been better outcome at the end, but appreciate its up all in all.
Yeah, definitely a good race for you overall. Ladies and gentlemen, a driver of that number 47, a NOS Chevrolet for Hayek Motorsports. It's going to be Thomas Flynn bringing it home second. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring up Craig Lautenslager from Nelson, New Zealand. Craig, do you got a copy?
I do. I'm happy to speak out of my webcam because I'm having issues with my mic.
No worries. We can hear you perfectly. Man, Craig, what a phenomenal race for you today. I don't think you led any laps until that final lap, if I'm not mistaken. Um, what was your thoughts coming down the back straightaway the final time? Did you anticipate to get that big push from Benson?
Yeah, I couldn't get underneath him through the D shape part of the oval, so I knew it was going to have to be, the last, that last lap, and I think 33 understood like what I was going for, and I kind of let up a little bit, and then we made a charge and went around them, and then it barely got it. 88 came and pushed the 47, so it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, but was able to get the result I wanted.
Yeah, the separation was .003. I mean, it's probably a lot closer than that, but that's all we get is the 3 after the dot. So overall, I mean, you locked yourself with this win into the championship race in 2 weeks over at Auto Club. What's your plan for next week over at Sonoma, and how are you going to prepare to get yourself ready for the championship run over at Auto Club?
I think I should be fairly prepared. I've run Auto Club, I think this season in another league that's very competitive, so I think I'll have good pace there. But yeah, I might, do a little bit of practice. I'm not a huge practice kind of guy, but just to make sure I've got, the line right and everything, and got qualifying and everything. But Sonoma, I'm just gonna probably, I don't run it right like any road race, and just try to, manage consistency and put a good qualifying lap in and everything. I feel like I'm a pretty decent road course driver, and I like Sonoma, so should be, I think, another good one for me.
Awesome. Dakota, do you have any questions for Craig?
Yeah, seeing as you're locked into the finals here, who do you think is going to lock themselves in, or who do you think your competitors are going to be for the final four?
If I have to guess, I would have to look at the points, after it's all totaled up. But I know that, Gonzalez is, Mark is a really good road course driver. Cody Meadows, beat me pretty handily at the Charlotte Roval. They'll definitely be going in for another lock-in position. So I don't know, how, Angel and I mean Angel's a pretty good road course driver too, but um, I think, Mark and Cody have the best chance to lock in, but I think Angel could also get it done. So I'm sure they'll be desperate and they'll put a lot of practice laps in. So be eager to see who's there.
Fair enough. And after getting this win tonight, how was your confidence levels going into the next few races, knowing that you don't have to stress?
Um, I think it's less confidence and more just relief. I knew this was going to be a tough race in the schedule, basically a wild card race, and then qualified well and got shuffled out because the bottom was so dominant. But um, I think it's just really relief going into I'm already going to the next round, and all we can really do is execute Auto Club, and then we'll come away with whatever result we come away with in the final. But it's more, yeah, just it's just nice to know you don't have to really, claw for it at Sonoma.
That is a very good statement there, sir. And again, congratulations on your first place. Is there anyone who you want to shout out or thank for helping you get it done?
Just yeah, Rhea for putting the league on, all the admins for admitting what was kind of a shit show, but yeah, just yeah, everybody shows up. So we had like 44, 43 drivers. So yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here from him. Kind of a shit show. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Definitely a big mess today, but that's just comes with the territory of EchoPark after the repave. Do you have any other questions for him?
No, sir.
Alrighty, Craig, congratulations on your win here at EchoPark, and we'll see you next week over in Sonoma.
Hey, thanks. Good talking to you guys.
You as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 77 minor Chevrolet race winner, Craig Lonslager. What a race we had in store today with a wild finish. But that's going to do it for us right here at EchoPark Speedway. Just you guys stay tuned here in just a few moments. We're going to go live over at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on NASCAR Racing 2003. Or you can check out Dakota LaRue. He's about to fly over to Florida for the Snowball Derby over at Racers Elite Network. So, two big fun races coming up. Can't go wrong with either one, ladies and gentlemen. So, enjoy, have fun. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And always remember this, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have yourself a beautiful time zone. See you later.
This has been a production of the iCast Racing Network powered by iRacing. Thank you for your continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe for notifications for all of our live events right here on YouTube and Twitch. We would like to thank SDK Gaming for their production overlays that makes this event enjoyable. Until next time, happy time zones.